Just excited the season's here. We've been going at it for a week now and very excited about this team. Very young, a huge group of new faces that, they're definitely willing to work hard, and we're excited about the future. We have some growing pains to go through, and we're excited to be starting on this Saturday to see what we do and put it all out there against an opponent for the first time.
With all those underclassmen and only one senior, who do you look for leadership?
We've got several strong returners. They're not maybe upperclassmen, but we've got defender and Tatum Milazzo coming back, Michaela in goal. That was all SEC, All-American type of performer. They're young players, but they have leadership capabilities for sure. We'll be young. We have one senior in Simone Work, and so it will just people have got to step up. We've got players injured, and plus Grace Fisk is off with the England national team playing in a World Cup. So that's our leader for the season, but to start we'll be without her, and we'll be looking for her leadership surely when she comes back. But from then, until then, we'll be hoping that some of the younger players will step up in her place.
Coach, how do you, draw on last year's experience? You just mentioned young players stepping up. That's what you had last year, too.
We did.
How much are you drawing on last year to kind of help you do this?
Last year, that we're definitely building off of that. The year before, we did the same thing. And like you said, we were young last year, and we went further, and we thought we could have. And so, you just have to be optimistic and build up the young players no matter what level of player they're at. We hope they'll perform and give us a lift, and that's what we hope out of our young players, like our freshmen. Last year they did that. We have an even more talented group this year. We just have a lot, and right now it's making sure we're all on the same page. So trying to find a starting lineup is probably it's going to be the most difficult that we've ever had. It's very competitive, but we're going to need a learning curve. So as those young players learn and be put in situations against top opponents, that's the only way we're going to get better. So the team we are to start this season is not the team we will be at the end of the season, and we have to remember that and grow throughout every game.
Is there more pressure for someone like Simone as the lone senior, or even on Grace as she comes back as the lone captain?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of pressure on Grace, who is a star returner for us, All-American candidate. We expect great things out of her, and as a lone captain, but we know she's capable. She was a unanimous choice as captain for this team, and deservedly so, with not just her playing ability, but what she does off the field as a leader and as a person. So there's pressure on her, but I know she's got a very good core group around her that can lead as well. Even freshmen and sophomores that really are natural leaders, so that will take the pressure off of her.
You mentioned that starting lineup being difficult to determine. Can you kind of take us position by position, who you see fitting where or standouts in different positions?
Well, let's see. Right now, this is crazy. We have a roster of 33 players, which is more than we've ever had. We have a lot of depth in each place, but looking at it, Michaela is obviously our favorite in goal. Lexi McMullen is pushing this year as a sophomore and really challenging her. But Michaela's got to be on top of her game to stay in there. So that's exciting to see. We've got Grace obviously in the back. Jackie Schaefer returns as a sophomore and led us last year as a freshman in the back. She's also looking great, and will probably be back with Grace as a great tandem to lead us in the back. For now, Tatum will be taking that role on while Grace is in England. And so that leaves Sarah Eskew, who played for us last year in the right back position, for Tatum. As Tatum moved over, we'll probably do that again. We have some young players coming up behind her as well. Paige McCula is a young player from Pennsylvania that's showing promise in the back. We've got, let's see, in the midfield, Jaleesa Harris is a freshman. She's coming in from New Jersey, who I think is a very athletic, strong player. As she grows, she should grow into a role in the midfield for us. Becky Cook, who's been here as a freshman and sophomore, didn't see a ton of playing time, but has really grown this last year, come back from some injuries. So she's someone that will play in the midfield. Last year we lost our two starting center mids that played pretty much every minute, so that's why it's a huge role to fill and try to figure out who's going to come in. So that's wide open. But Jaleesa, like I said, Becky, Selma, Sol Magnus' daughter. She's a player we brought in the national team from Iceland, who starts for their full team. So she's someone that we think we can slot into the midfield right away. She has the skills, the work ethic to play right away, some composure. She's got to get used to the game here a little bit, change from what she's used to. But she's fitting in very well, and we hope for great things from her. Lauren Chang returns as a sophomore, who played a lot of minutes for us in the midfield last year. She's another player that I see giving us good time in the midfield. Ryan Garris is coming back off of ACL, and she should be ready to go, not right away, but a few games in. So we're hoping to progress her. So by middle of September SEC season, we hope to get Ryan in the mix. Luciana Zulo, who competed with Ryan last year in the left side of our offense, who's very capable as well, is looking like the most dangerous attacker for us, and is doing well to fill the shoes that Ryan kind of left with her injury. Simone Wark will have time up top, big, strong, athletic player. She'll play somewhere up there. Let's see, we have Alexa's injured at the moment. Alexa Barr's out, and she's returning in a couple weeks, so we're hoping that she comes back in the mix. She's someone that we can count on once she gets healthy. We expect her back by after the August 20th and work her back into practices. So that's part of the problem, is a lot of our not just starters left for seniors, but we also have the returning players are not here or injured. And so we really have very few that we will be putting back on the field that started for us that last game last fall. So that's why you'll see a brand new team come this Saturday.
When Alexa does get healthy, do you see her as someone who could handle that scoring load that maybe Savannah is leaving you?
Yeah, I think she's going to have a tougher time this year because Savannah took a lot of attention last year and left Alexa open at times, which was great for her and her, building as a player and her confidence and showing what she can do. So now this year she's got to figure out if she's the focus in our attack, how she's going to handle that. But I think we have enough depth and enough variety in our attack that Alexa won't be the only one that they'll be keen on, and she will be capable of finishing her chances.
Coach, it's safe to say that your defense is going to be your strong suit like last year. Of course, when Grace gets back, but with Michaela back there?
I think we have the most returning players in those positions for sure. I think our defense was excellent last year. Grace was a huge addition, and again, when she gets back, that will be a big piece. But yes, we can rely on Jackie, Michaela was solid, Tatum in the back. We'll have to sort out the left back position that Anna Conklin played as senior. So that's something that we'll have to do, but I know we have players that can fill in and slot in there. But yes, that will be the strength, and we've got to replace the midfield and obviously Savannah McCaskill up top that scored a lot of goals for us.
Coach, with some of the changes in the new roster, I'm sure the girls are very excited to start on Saturday, but how prepared are they? How ready are they to begin the season?
Well, I think they're tired right now. I think after you get through the grind of a few days of preseason, it's getting back into a routine. Playing is a lot different than just getting fit and running. And so that's a change on their bodies, to all the different movements that are required and all the muscles that you have to use to perform soccer activities. They've been playing, but it's nothing like doing, the sessions that we have when we put them against each other. So they're in a mode right now where they are very willing and eager to go. But we have to also monitor their levels of fatigue and make sure that we are healthy on game day. But very excited to play, and so we're thrilled about their, I guess their enthusiasm and what they've shown every day they come out to training.
Coach, I guess from you lastly, just talk about Savannah and her transition to the pro game and what you've seen from her, her time with the U.S. national team, how she's kind of putting everything together.
Yeah, Savannah has shown obviously so much growth through our program, but then obviously to step into the national team level right out of college is an amazing accomplishment, and I think she handled it very well. I know some of those national team players that were injured are starting to come back, so it's a little bit harder for her even to get in the mix, but the fact that they thought enough of Savannah to put her in and give her time says a lot. And I know after playing a year of pro, and whatever happens this spring and on forward, for the fall, wherever she plays, she's going to continue to grow and use that experience to to her advantage. Where the national team is starting to try to form their World Cup team, and Savannah's definitely in the mix. Her pro team was not that successful this year, but I know her as a rookie stepping in, she scored a lot of goals for them and played a lot of minutes. So great opportunity for her, no matter what the outcome was of a lot of those games.
Can you describe Michaela as a keeper and what makes her so good?
Yeah, Michaela is very confident. She's vocal, aggressive. She's not a tall goalkeeper, but she makes up for it with her positioning. She'll come out in traffic and win a ball, decisive. You know, all the things you want in a goalkeeper, and she just comes up with big saves in games. She reads the game so well. And she's gotten better at her distribution, her handling of the ball with her feet, things that are important for a goalkeeper to have too. So those are top qualities in goalkeeper, and she has them.
How about off the field? I know she's pretty, personality-wise, she's very outgoing. How important is that just to keep it loose around the team?
Yeah, I think all of them have different personalities, and the great thing that makes our jobs nice is that they're such a neat group. They get along. We have a very good culture in the locker room, and on and off the field, they're like a family, and that makes a difference when you come on the field playing.
Just back to Savannah, what does the impact of having a player getting caps on the defending World Cup champions do for this program? Were you able to sell that and be like, hey, look, what we're able to help produce here, help guide you during your journey as the goals I know are bigger than obviously playing on a stage like that?
Right. Well, I mean, that's a credit to Savannah, a credit to this program. She took the resources we had and went with it. And we've had players that maybe haven't pursued it like she has. You know, her goals were to go play pro, and she had some tools that we couldn't have taught. You know, her speed, her strength, some of those things that naturally gifted that she knew she had and used to her utmost ability to make her the best player she could. And so it was wonderful to see her embrace all the support here at South Carolina and put her in a position to play in the national team right away.
Considering how far the team advanced last year, have you seen any change in the mindset among the players coming back as far as attitude or goals or things like that?
Yeah, I think anytime you come off like a year like last year especially, the expectations rise. We don't even expect them to say, hey, you don't succeed if you don't make it to that point. I think what it shows is that they have the ability to go that far. They have an ability to play with the best in the country, and they know that at South Carolina we can do it. And so I think that gives everyone a confidence. Players that have come here, they've come here for a reason, to play at the top level, to win SEC championships. And so the expectation of those players coming in help continue that for the staff, for the returning players, to know this is why you're here. And that's the kind of expectation every day when they step on the field, and decisions they make off the field is, you're here to be student athletes, and they keep their priorities aligned.
Stylistically, what do we expect to see from the team?
Well, I think we're continuing to work on being a good possession style team where we move the ball quickly. We want our midfield on the ball. I think we're not yet as clean as we were last year with the younger players. We're going to have to probably be a little bit more direct at times, depending, but our goal is to continue to play like we want to play and find players that can handle it in there, no matter what class they are, freshmen or seniors or anything in between. So we want our style to be similar to has been in the past few years, and we hope to have a little bit more attacking-minded presence too. I think we've got better speed than we ever had, and I think we'll be able to get behind teams, not necessarily just playing it direct, but actually breaking down teams and having players that are able to run through gaps and give us quality attacking.